Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Friday. We'll just give it a few minutes as people start joining. Where is everybody joining from? I suspect mostly the States, but I could be wrong. Nice. Personally, I am in Texas. And yeah, if people want to, um, I guess if you want to take yourself off mute and just kind of verbally let us know too, that's totally fine. You don't have to just use the chat. We want to make it as interactive and conversational as possible. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we'll go, excuse me, we'll go ahead and get started. So thank you all for attending today. And this is, the beginners workshop for ETHGlobal New York. If this is your first ETHGlobal event that you're going to participate in, welcome. We're happy to have you here. My name is Rory Arredondo. I'm the Hacker Success Manager here at ETHGlobal. And basically, one of my main, jobs responsibilities is to make sure that you all, feel prepared, that you're ready to hack at our event, that you have everything you need, that whatever outcome you want from our event, whether that's submitting a project or maybe getting a job out after the event's over, or just learning and growing or meeting people and taking risks and challenging yourselves. And that's kind of what I'm here to support at ETHGlobal for all of our events, and even outside of the events as well. So let's see. Um, so I'm going to kind of just go over a few items, just admin items, and then definitely feel free to ask questions throughout the session, and I will go back to the chat or try to address them as we go along with the session. But I will definitely answer them by the end of the session as well. So we'll try to keep it as interactive as possible too. Um, but yeah, so one thing, uh, I guess one big thing is that hacker applications are due, or they'll be closed today. So if you have maybe somebody that you want to hack with in New York and they haven't applied yet, or haven't really thought about it or seen it, definitely let them know. Now is the time to do so before we close the applications today, because we won't open them again. So just making sure that whoever you want to work with, that they are actually going to be hacking present. um, this is I mean, hopefully you've all seen this already, but this is the ETHGlobal dashboard. And when I was one thing that I guess it's really big common topic that I'll let people address on is is finding team members and having people join your team and everything. So if you're going here, if you haven't done this already, like take a look at the dashboard, scroll down a bit. if you click I agree to my Discord username being shared and click find team members, you'll be able to find everybody that's opted in for this as well. And you can filter and search by different roles, tools, everything. And here you see hackers that want to join a team and teams that are looking for more members. So, this is a really great way to find other team members and reach out to them as well. And then actually, if you click on the Discord here, so I don't know if this is already linked up. I haven't done this yet, so I need to continue in browser. I just type in your information. I need to do this. This will take you actually directly to their profile. So I clicked on, Julio M. Cruz, and then it takes me to him. So you can send a message to people, add them as friends. This is just a really quick and easy way to get in touch with folks who have opted into, for looking for people that are looking for team members or hackers that want to join a team. So definitely take advantage of this. And if you haven't seen this already, we also have the team formation slides that some people have filled out. So basically, again, this is just more visual way of showing what I just went through on the dashboard. And eventually, in the future, we are aiming to basically have this team formation slides put onto the dashboard. So that way everything is sort of on essentially on ETHGlobal.com. You don't have to worry about, going filling out the slides here. So I'll actually post a link here in the chat. So there's that. And then, yeah, the other thing really is just making sure that, because as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, like making sure that whoever you want on your team is actually, has signed up, they're staked, they're confirmed and everything as well. So even if you have people that they've already applied, maybe but they haven't staked yet, definitely make sure that they have staked their ETH, the 0.005 ETH. There are no warnings that will pop up in case when you're trying to submit a project and people will say, or it'll let you know that they haven't staked yet. So this is something we want people to be aware of before it's time for project submission. Link to the find team member page. Yeah. So it's on so it's the dashboard. I'll go ahead and actually just go back on team members. And here you go. There you go. Let's see, there was a quick question. How are the programming skills are being calculated? What exactly do you mean by that? Like where is this information coming from? And if you want to take yourself off mute to ask, you can do that as well. Software experience. So I mean I see. I think this should be a field that you all enter in the application. I'll have to double check, but it should be a part of the application that you'll provide your experience level. So actually it might be words instead of numbers. So this could be a bug. I will take a look at this actually later and double check, but it should be based on what you provide in your application. So yeah, it would be years. Yeah, either years or yeah, I think it is actually years, but I'll double check to make a note of that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, thank you. I think that column could be more clear. So we'll try and get it fixed today. And at what point do the teams need to be finalized? That's a great question, actually. So teams, honestly, the teams can be finalized up until project submission. Ideally, you do it beforehand. That way you're not running into issues when you try to submit your project. But there isn't a particular deadline for people to finalize your team members on the dashboard. So Yeah, there's no deadline, but definitely the earlier you do it in throughout the weekend, the easier it will be. And that way, hopefully, maybe you don't come across any issues when it comes time to submit your projects. um, One other thing too that kind of talks about like team formation and stuff is, so we've had a few virtual sessions as well. We do have, if you go to the schedule, we do have an actual in-person virtual session from the Friday evening after the opening ceremony. So as you can see here, there's all the different workshops that'll go on, but we have the team formation brainstorming session at 9:30 after the opening ceremony. We've had a few virtual sessions. We're also gonna try to schedule another virtual session for probably maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday to give you one more opportunity for people to come together. And I'll take notes, and provide that information in the Discord. I haven't done that from the previous one, so that's my apologies on not doing that yet. I will do that today. But basically, it's opportunity for you all to introduce yourselves, to let people know what your ideas you want to work on, and maybe what you're looking for in terms of a dev or teammates. Maybe people are looking for designers, front end, back end. So that's kind of a way to sort of connect people to one another as well. And then the other thing is, we do have the cafe that is on the Thursday. This is another opportunity to network with other people. So this is basically from 9 to 6 p.m. and it's basically all day team formation, meaning anybody can come and go as they please. If you want to meet up with people that you've met virtually but you haven't met in person yet, this would be the perfect venue to do so. It's here, Worthwhile Cafe, and it's actually pretty close to the main venue. So the main venue is in Chelsea Piers here. Worthwhile, the Cafe New York is here, and actually Pragma New York is not too far from here as well. I'll talk about Pragma New York in a bit. And yeah, here's the link for that. We'll also have Aleo is partnering with us, so there'll be some workshops that will be going on from them as well, and also some independent mentors that will be there throughout the day as well, to offer any guidance or assistance or answer any questions that you might have. And this is definitely come and go as you please. There'll be free food, pastries, and coffee, drinks. Like a typical cafe. We basically booked out this cafe for you all to participate in. But usually in the past cafes, it's very natural and organic for people to just come together, form teams, share ideas, and kind of just chit chat, talk about what they're wanting to work on and everything. And then the other event that happens the same day and just down the road is Pragma New York. So as hackers, you all do get 50% discounted tickets for Pragma New York. And these are some speakers that will be participating. And the schedule, everything starts at noon actually. So, and it's at 7. So you can, again, come and go as you please. And it's not that far from Cafe New York as well. It's giving an error. Okay. Let me make a note of that. Thank you for pointing that out. Mila, I think is how I pronounce your name. Okay. If you refresh it, it should work. Even if it doesn't, that's still I'll bring that up with engineering just in case too, because ideally we don't have to refresh it. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. This is Pragma New York again. And again, yeah, confirm hackers, you get a discount. But a lot of really good talks and conversations, and there will also be some food and drinks and stuff here as well. And again, I think Pragma and Cafe are about a 5-minute walk from each other. But yeah, if you're looking for more ideas, this is definitely a good opportunity to kind of listen to what people are talking about and potentially get ideas for your projects as well. So, but yeah, and Pragma applications will still be open, so there won't be like a deadline where you have to submit by a certain date or anything. Ideally, the sooner the better, though. But yeah, awesome, cool. So that's that. Going back, I guess, to the topic of project ideas as well. If I go all the way over to the prizes. This will take you to all of our different partners that will be a partner with us for this event. And within each of those, they'll have their own specific, like the information around their particular prizes, and documentation around it, around building on top of their tech stack, and maybe what they're looking for, or just some ideas to help people build on top of their protocols as well. So definitely take a look at this, and some of them are also having workshops as well. So if you haven't done so already, definitely the prizes page is a really good resource for just anything and everything. There is no limit to how many partner prizes you can apply for. So past experience and recommendation is to just apply to maybe a small handful, and that way you're kind of focused and you're not trying to cover a broad spectrum of different protocols and prizes. That would be my suggestion. But yeah, definitely have a look at the prizes page, because it does have a lot of information, valuable information on here. And then, yeah, the workshops, again, this is more opportunities to get project ideas as well. So Friday, the main registration, the venue opens at 1 p.m. So you won't be able to get in earlier than 1 p.m. But then at 2 p.m., that's when all the workshops start kicking off. So there's there'll have be about 3 different workshop rooms. And each room, would be specific to, whatever it is. Most of the workshops, I think, will be about 20-30 minutes long. But this will be basically going on up until dinner, which is at 6:30, and then the opening ceremonies start at 8. And then you can start hacking at 9 p.m. So ideally, everybody has, maybe has a good idea what they want to work on. They form teams already by 9 p.m. and that way you can just hit the ground running. You don't have to worry or stress about still finding a team or anything. Of course, we'll do what we can to help you, but that's why we're trying to have these more virtual sessions before the event. That way you all do have as many opportunities as possible to meet with one another and kind of flesh out what you want to work on. Past experience has shown that any hackers that have done this have formed teams and have ideas before getting to the venue. Just have a much better experience, better time, just because they're able to just start building right away. They don't have to maybe fumble through it, Friday evening into Saturday morning. So, of course, I mean, even if they do have teams and ideas formed beforehand, that might still happen. But we definitely want to stress the fact that try to form the teams as well beforehand, and just have a really good idea of what you all want to work on. And I keep saying teams, like if you want to hack solo, that's totally fine as well. Like that's people do hack solo too, so that's not exactly like an issue. But then as for team members, the limit is 5 team members, so you can't have more than 5 team members, and they have to be confirmed New York hackers as well. And the other thing kind of going on with this is we do have the mentors. So we have several 20 or so tech mentors to help out for the weekend. These are a lot of the mentors here are independent. Some of them are, with partner companies, but a lot of them are independent. They're past hackers, or just, figures within the space that have contributed a lot in some way. And so, again, you're able to reach out to these mentors via Discord or their Twitter. They are aware that people will be reaching out to them. So they expect to receive messages, but also they will be walking around the venue as well, wearing bright yellow vests, and they're in shifts too. So, but we don't have the calendars of the shifts yet, but definitely, they are there to provide support, resources, and guidance for you all, throughout the weekend. And not just them, but also the partners. The partners will have DevRels at their booths too, to provide any guidance and resources you will need specifically to their tech stacks. So that's they're there for a reason, right? Just so don't be afraid or hesitant to ask them any specific questions, or ask them for help or guidance or anything. And these are also hyperlinked to their pages as well, so easier for you all to reach out to them. Yeah, so that's the mentors page. And then, yeah, I guess one thing I can start going to is to the Discord. So there'll be a lot of them when they're online, they'll be in the mentorship help channel. So if you haven't already, definitely connect your Discord and Hacker Dashboard. That's way everything, a lot of communication will happen, in these channels throughout the weekend. If you haven't seen it already, I mean, people are asking questions about, they're going to be showers at the facilities, when will it open? So we'll have I've shared a lot of links in the information channel. Like yesterday, we had a what to expect at ETHGlobal New York Twitter space with a couple of our partners. So if you haven't listened to that, I think definitely give that a listen as well, because they provided some more project ideas and kind of things that they're working on that think they would be really useful projects for hackers to work on as well. And I'll share this link to the chat. But yeah, this I mean the Discord channel, it's really good. Our server is really good source of information for what will happen for the weekend. So it might be a bit annoying, like, with all the notifications, but we're doing it so to make sure you all don't miss anything, basically. And these haven't been open yet, but I guess a little preview. We have the partner channels. So basically what I showed you in the prizes page, this is where the partners will be to answer your questions on Discord too. So if don't want to get up and walk to them at their booths, then you can, of course, message them in their partner channels, and they'll be monitoring this as well. But this will be excuse me, these channels won't be open until either later today or early next week. So that's probably why you can't see them just yet. So that's that. Yeah, and I guess if you do have come into any issues or anything, you can also always raise a support ticket as well. And then probably will be myself that will answer it and help you out in any way that I can. But yeah, definitely connect your Hacker Dashboard and Discord. And to do that, you can just go to, I'm already connected, but if it'll be on the left-hand side of your dashboard where it'll say, connect to Discord. And so you just do it that way. So yeah, so that's that. The other thing I wanted to go over really is the project feedback. So I kind of mentioned like the partners and the mentors, they'll be there all weekend. The mentors will be in bright yellow vests. They'll be at a mentor station at the venue. We haven't, if you scroll down, actually, there's a lot of speakers and everything. There is a venue map that we currently do have posted on the homepage. So as you can see, some of these, the venue will shift a bit after the workshops are done. We rearrange some spaces. The partners you can see are kind of in one particular area, and there will be they'll be surrounding a hacker table, other hacker tables, hacker spaces as well. And the mentor booth hasn't been selected yet, but there will be a mentor booth where you can physically go to the mentors, but they'll also be walking around as well to kind of make sure that they're just more visible and not just confined to a particular table. But yeah, if you're curious about how everything's going to set up, definitely take a look at the venue map on the website as well. But going back to the schedule, so Saturday we do have a project feedback session. This is a 2-hour session that'll be dedicated to provide you all feedback for your projects. This could be anything. Some people, they'll share currently what they're working on. They'll ask technical questions on how to get help with their project, how to get unblocked. This is just a more formal time, but really you can get feedback from your project at all, throughout the weekend. So don't feel that you only have to get feedback for your project during this 2-hour time slot. The mentors will be there, the partners will be there all weekend. So this is just a specific opportunity for folks to be able to get that feedback. But definitely, ask as many questions as possible, ask them early. That way, when it comes time to project submission, that you feel in a much better position to submit your projects. And with that, I will go to the project page. So currently, I mean, you can't submit your project yet. We haven't opened the UI for this, but this is where there is some information that you can go ahead and start, filling out. So I mean, I've just put test here as my name, but A lot of this information you can go in and start providing like a short description, your GitHub, where you plan to do everything. And then of course, we'll have the media upload and everything as well. But this is one of the big things that people I think face issues is because projects are due at 9 a.m. on Sunday. So we definitely encourage you not to wait until last minute to submit your projects. Just because sometimes there could be issues maybe with the Wi-Fi that day, or it gets really slow, or everybody's trying to upload at the same time. So we want to minimize that as much as possible. But one thing too is you do have the option of making a demo video. Of course, if you're selecting, because there are two tracks, if you're selecting top 10 finalists, you will present live to judges beginning at 9:30 on Sunday morning. But if you're just doing partner prizes, then you're just presenting to the partners, whichever partners prizes you select. And this will be where the partner booths are at as well. But the prizes, or excuse me, the video is optional because we're doing a live demos. So the videos will go onto the showcase page, onto the showcase page for anybody to see, basically. So that's why we give people the option if they want to create a video, but it's certainly not required. So I think some people maybe get a bit mixed up on that, like they have to make a video. But I mean, if you want to make a video, I think it's great, it helps, but it's certainly not required. There's a question. Yeah, Marcus, did you have a question?
Yeah, two questions. One
Yeah.
related to this and one, yeah, I can do that in a second. But first question, so for the select prizes part, would you recommend just like getting that out of the way like the first hour or two of the actual hackathon, meaning submit everything let's say make a GitHub repo, submit your description, whatnot, stuff that you prepare, I guess, beforehand, i.e. project ideal stuff, basically.
Yeah, I think, yeah, if you have an idea for what you like, maybe what partner you want to work with or what prize you want to work with, I think, yeah, if you can get as much like project admin stuff that you can get out of the way beforehand, I think, yeah, definitely I would recommend doing that. But of course, you are able to, you can make edits up until project submission. So don't feel that because you started with something that you have to continue with it. If you want to change it
Yeah.
up or make changes, and you can certainly make some edits along the way as well. But yeah, I would definitely suggest like whatever you're able to do within the UI, because not everything will be open at the same time. But whenever you're able to do, yeah, definitely the earlier you're able to do it, and just get out of the way, then yeah, the better you'll be, I think.
Sounds good. Second question here, real quick. Just from your experience from these hackathons at the release, would you recommend getting some sort of UI design out of the way via Figma or anything like that before the hackathon, or is that a recommendation that you would say for everyone here, or what do you think about that sort of
For that, I would, because I mean, of course, we can't monitor if you design something on paper or anything.
Yeah.
So it's I think, yeah, that's a good question, because I mean, it's technically, I guess it's a design, maybe not necessarily code. So yeah, I think anything like that, yeah, if you're able to do beforehand, yeah, I think that's fine. It's really what we most concerned about is just the code, that it's done whenever they look at the repo, that it's between 9
Okay.
p.m. on Friday until 9 a.m. on that Sunday, pretty much.
Sounds good. I also just saw this right now. Just the realized. Just last question.
Yeah.
Would you, are we allowed to make the GitHub repo before the hackathon? Like we don't commit any sort of code, but just create the repo beforehand, more or less, just to get stuff like a to-do list in there, more or less, for the project and that sort of stuff. Is
Yeah,
that allowed, or?
I think that's fine. Yeah, I'll double check. I've never actually been asked that question. But
Okay.
I'll double check if that's okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
And it was Marcus. I'll actually, if you want to, maybe send an email to hello@ethglobal.com. That way I can respond to you um with the answer as well.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Mhm. And yeah, there was a quick question. Do you know any hacker houses during the event? Hotel prices are super high in New York City. Yeah, they are high. I don't actually. I know some people, if you go to like the Discord chat in like New York 2023 chat, I think I'm not sure where, but I think people have mentioned it. You'd have to scroll to find it, or maybe just ask in the channel. Ask this same exact question, and surely somebody will has maybe encountered the same exact problem, or they have an answer. But I would say, yeah, I just ask in the New York 2023 chat. Um, I don't think anybody would be, everybody's, I think, is quite helpful in the community. So I think you should be able to get an answer from somebody using this. Because yeah, I mean, I think there's so many the items going on that it's hard to maybe keep up with what houses there are, what's going on the side, just because there's a lot of other events going on in the city at the same time as well, with like Masari mainnet and everything. So yeah, we can't, it's be quite difficult for us to keep on top of all of that stuff. But I will say, like, here is, give me a second. We do have this is a city guide that we have, that we made, and I'll go ahead and open it here as well, just so people can see. Actually, will it let me do it in Notion? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so this is something we did make, and it does have some like side events that we have added. And if you do maybe know side events that you want to get added, then definitely, go ahead and submit submit something. But yeah, this, we could try to provide a bit more information around the city and everything here as well. Okay. And yeah, so going back to
Posting that link,
oh,
please.
sorry.
Do you mind posting that link, please, to that Notion?
Oh yeah, I just posted it. I'll
right.
post it again. There you go. So yeah, so that was I guess let me think. Kind of got sidetracked a bit. Yeah, so anyways, for project submissions, yeah, because it's a due at 9, and then judging's at 9:30. And then the judging, yeah, if you're doing top 10 finalists and then partners, normally people will do the top 10 finalists judging first. So that's the actual, you're presenting live in front of 2 judges. You'll wait in a queue basically, and you'll be assigned to different judging rooms. And you'll have 4 minutes of demo, 3 minutes of Q&A, and for 2 judges. And then once that's done, then you can go down to the where the partner judging is, where the partner booths are, and do their judging. And theirs is done asynchronously, so it's not like it's it starts at 9:30 and then it just goes on until ideally everybody gets through to their do their presentations. I will say that, like Polygon, maybe some of the bigger partners, a lot of people do apply for their prizes, so having to wait in line to present to them might take a while. So that's just something to keep in mind. We're trying to find a really nice way to make it work and be as smooth as possible, but because we have a pretty tight venue space, and we have a lot of hackers, and a lot of people will definitely interested in maybe a one partner's particular prizes, they'll just be very popular, and there could be a queue. So you could also, if some people do, if that's the case, some people will maybe present to the partners first, and then they'll go to the top 10 finalist queue to wait in line for that. And when I say the lines, because we have a sort of like a green room, so this is just making sure that everybody from the team is there. You'll be given you sort of check in, you'll be given like a little note card that kind of has tips and everything on what to expect and what to do as well. And then that's how you sort of you're assigned to a room that way as well. So that could be an option too. Like if you want to present to the partners first, you can totally do that, and then just go and present for the two live judges. And then if you're selected as top 10 finalists, then you present live during the closing ceremony as well. So that's everything is basically live. There are that's why I brought up the media upload in the video, because the video is optional. But it's, everything, when you're presenting to the partners, it's live. When you're presenting to the two judges, it's live. If you're selected as a top 10 finalist, then you're presenting live demo during the closing ceremony as well. So I think that was it that I wanted to kind of go over for like project submissions and judging as well. And if you're uncertain about anything, like the info center has a lot of information around more of the specifics and granularity of around judging, what judges are looking for, what time everything starts, kind of the flow and operation of things using open source libraries. So yeah, I kind of provided a high level brief of it, but everything that you could possibly imagine is here as well. Tips for a good demo video, again, which is optional for live events. A lot of this is kind of also catered towards our online events too. But don't feel that you have to submit a video. So that was that. I kind of quickly went over the city guide and the side events. As kind of just more admin stuff. Actually, one thing I did want to mention is if you go to our Twitter in the highlights, I'll send this link. This will show you past finalists from our events. So like this will be the 13 Paris finalists. And you could also, find them ETHGlobal, maybe Paris closing. If you're looking for an idea for maybe what to expect in terms of maybe what the finalists look like, what their projects are, definitely give this a watch, give these a watch, and give the Twitter a read as well, in case you're looking for inspiration or just to see like what exactly did these teams do in order to become finalists. So of course, we're not expecting everybody to try and be finalists or to go for it. I mean, I think ultimately, especially if you're new here, I mean, I think as long as you're here, you're challenging yourself. If you submit a project, if you get to maybe learn a new tech stack that you hadn't worked with before, I would consider that success at the event. We do have people, that come to a lot of our events all the time and kind of just repeat hackers, which is incredible too. But it can feel intimidating, but it's not meant to be intimidating. We're meant to work together, and really, ultimately, ETHGlobal is about bringing Web 2, devs into Web 3, and just onboarding more devs into the Ethereum space. But hopefully, looking through this and maybe watching this will give you a better idea also what to expect in terms of just the projects that people have worked on. How many hackers will participate in ETHGlobal New York? Right now, I think we don't have a final number yet, because there's usually always a last push at the very end. So because today is the last day for the application, we expect to receive more applications and then more people that will stake. So I think for Paris we had maybe around 900 hackers, and then for here we'll probably have close maybe like 800, 850. This is a smaller venue than Paris is, so we can't hold that many people. But yeah, it could be around that number, but I'm not entirely sure yet. We won't really know until maybe until next week, until Friday, I guess, when everybody's already staked and submitted and everything. But yeah, I did post in the Discord about last year as well. So I mean, definitely, if you want to, really anything, everything that we ever do is posted on our YouTube. So if you're curious on maybe what happened in New York last year, or what the closing ceremony looked like, what the opening ceremony looked like, definitely give these videos a quick watch and just kind of see give you a better idea what to expect, especially if you're completely new to our events. But yeah, that was kind of all I think I really wanted to cover. I'm certainly open to answering any more questions you all have. And yeah, I mean, just a reminder, we're definitely still looking for, applications for Pragma are still open. The cafe, I sent the link out to the cafe. Definitely, sign up for that and just come and go as you please. Only confirmed hackers can attend. So if you want to bring friends that maybe aren't confirmed hackers, they won't be let in. So just an FYI. There'll be hackers and excuse me and mentors, and then the partners that are sponsoring the event will be there. And I guess one thing, yeah, one common question that I do get asked is about actually a stake return. So actually, let's see, it won't be here, it'll be in the get started here. So yeah, this also has kind of more information on what to expect as well in this page, but the registration opens on Friday at 1 p.m. and then closes at 10 p.m. on Friday, just because, staff has to, we have to get some rest for the next day. But then it opens again on Saturday from 9 a.m. until about noon, and then it turns into a help desk. So I'll actually be there all day Friday, kind of checking in people, answering any maybe staking questions or issues people may have. And then Saturday, I'll be there for half the day as well. But ultimately, you'll be provided a wristband, so don't lose it. Don't lose your wristband. Don't take it off. If you do, you will not get another one. And if you're adamant on getting another one, then we will slash your stake. This is just because for security reasons, we don't want, anybody giving off their wristbands to somebody else who hasn't registered and we can't necessarily vouch for from an insurance security perspective. So that this is sort of a policy to hopefully deter people from giving the wristbands to other people. So yeah, just don't lose it. Don't take it off. Consider it like if you're going to a music festival like Coachella or Austin City Limits, where you won't be given another wristband, you won't be let in, type of thing. So it's kind of similar in that regard. And then yeah, if you're really adamant on trying to get back in, then we'll just slash your stake, and the stake is 0.05 ETH, and I don't know what that equates to right now, but it's a good amount of money. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Like if your wristband gets too tight, bring it to us. We'll cut it off and we'll give you a new one. We try not to tie it that tight because sometimes it does accidentally, get pulled in whatever way. But yeah, if that's the case, and just come to us and we'll cut it off for you and give you another one in that manner. And then yeah, so then for stake returns, like we basically do this. We do this whenever teams submit projects. Ultimately, everybody's hacking here to work on a project, right? To build, to learn, to grow, to meet people, and kind of just test your abilities throughout the course of a weekend. So, even if maybe you don't feel proud of your project, maybe it's not up to your standard, or I don't know, it didn't meet your doesn't meet your expectations. You should still submit it, and still feel proud of the work that you did. Because I mean, of course, if there are issues, you can always, come talk to us at the help desk or message us. But, we want to encourage people to build and just, put something out there, ship early, ship often, sort of that mentality. And it's okay. I think the judges realize that, if you're here, you're present, then you certainly, you're making a massive contribution to the ecosystem. And if your project isn't perfect, that's fine. Like, who cares, right? As long as you learn something, if you challenge yourself, I think that's what really matters. But that's I bring that up because that's how we look at stake returns. We will filter by projects that were submitted from teams and hackers, and so that's kind of how we do that. And if you have maybe last minute something comes up and you can't make it anymore, then let us know as soon as possible, and we can return your stake and withdraw your application that way as well. So yeah, I mean, life happens, right? So it's not, if you can't make it for whatever reason, then yeah, just let us know as soon as possible, and we'll action that right away. And then stakes are returned, about 2 to 3 weeks after the event's finished. The same with prizes as well. So, during the closing ceremony and opening ceremony, like, definitely don't miss the opening ceremony. A lot of information the card tick will explain that is quite useful and beneficial for you all. So especially if you're new, like give it a listen, just sit down. It's only about an hour or so. And he'll go over a lot of information that is really critical to the success for you all at the event. And then closing ceremony, same thing. We have the finalist demos, and then the after that, Kartik will go through the prizes for the partner prizes, all of that as well, and then talk about when to expect your prizes, when to expect your stake returns, what to expect for next events and everything. So both opening and closing ceremonies are pretty critical, I think, to attend. So, and they're also a lot of fun as well. But yeah, definitely don't miss those whenever you do arrive. So now that's everything I wanted to cover. Does anybody have any questions or comments, concerns? Yeah, Shoma.
Okay, thank you. I have a question. Is there a application limit for prizes?
Say it again.
So, how many we can
Oh,
prizes?
yeah, no, there's no limit. So let me go back. Yeah, if I go to the project, and select prizes. So if you're talking for partner prizes, there's no limit to how many you can select. My recommendation is you focus on a few rather than a lot of them. Just because I think for your sanity, it'll be a lot easier to manage and to work on. But yeah, there's no limit. So, but yeah, my suggestion and from what I hear from other hackers is just to work on maybe a couple that you really are, feel passionate about, or that you, I guess, that you really want to work with and work on. And yeah, this meeting is being recorded. So yeah, it'll be posted on YouTube, and I'll share it in the Discord channel as well for anybody that couldn't attend. And yeah, if you go back to like our other, like we have yeah, it's right here. We have other beginners workshops that were from previous events as well that we have on our YouTube. Yeah, definitely. I mean, check out the YouTube channel. Like we've got a lot of information on there. Yeah, there any other questions? Hopefully everybody's excited to attend New York. And yeah, if you're still worried about maybe accommodation or anything, definitely just reach out in the Discord channel, ask other hackers and see what other people are doing. Awesome, Matthias. Yeah, yeah, it'll be it's probably this one, I think. I'm not going to click on it, but actually, I guess I could. Yeah. There you go, Miro. Yeah, so that should, whenever the live stream is done, then it should go back to the beginning. Or I guess on YouTube, I think you can go back anyways, but yeah. Awesome, cool. This one ended earlier than I was expecting. So cool. Well, yeah, if anybody, if you all have any questions, definitely send an email to hello@ethglobal.com. I answer that email address. And definitely, if you haven't already, just connect your hacker dashboard to Discord, start messaging people, find the team channel. If you want to fill this out, I'll send this again. Definitely go for it. We'll have another session, the team formation virtual session next week, probably Tuesday, I think. So expect a calendar invite from that as well. And yeah, just don't be hesitant to ask questions or get the answers that you need. And yeah, that's basically all I had to share. I'll stop sharing my screen. Thank you all for attending, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you all in New York. I guess in about a week's time. So thank you all. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Rory. Take care. Have a good day.
Guys, bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.